Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. And so I am, today is August 5th, and I'm getting error messages from StreamYard telling me that it's having trouble connecting to Facebook. When I started the live stream a few minutes ago, it said that it was not connected to the internet, so I redid everything and I'm doing it again. So maybe you're seeing this, maybe you're not. I don't know. I will rely on your feedback to let me know that. So the reading that came to me this morning is from The Science of Mind, A Philosophy of Faith, A Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. And I'm reading from page 457, starting at the last full paragraph going into 458. Know this: virtue does not know that it is virtuous. And could it know, it would immediately become vicious. Virtue is sweet as the morning dew, soft as the evening star, and brilliant as the noonday sun. Could the dew tell why it is sweet, the star say why its light is soft, or the sun say why it shines? When we learn to put away our petty virtues with our petty vices, then shall we see clearly, not what either virtue or vice is, but what truth is. The mind which condemns understands not the truth of being, and the heart which would shut the door of its bosom to one who is mistaken, strangles its own life, closing its eyes to a greater vision. The biggest life is the one which includes the most. Not that we foster vice or place a premium upon wrongdoing, but that we understand the frailties of human nature and learn to overlook much. To him who loves much, much is given. I think we're in a time where this particular reading is really powerful for us to look at. I'm witnessing so many of us be extraordinarily vicious, touting our virtue, screaming and condemning in separation, while we say we teach oneness and an activity of one. We rail against what we have decided is an oppositional force while we begin our prayers recognizing there is only one power. So clearly we have some confusion going on. And I think the greatest confusion that we have is learning to see past, learning to see through, learning to see behind behavior, however we phrase it. Learning to recognize that behavior is an indication of belief. It is the outpicturing of one's thought. It's not the truth of being. And if we perceive ourselves as separate, then our behavior is going to exhibit separation. And the only way I know to continuously be an effective part of healing is not to ignore the behavior, but to stop giving it the power that it doesn't have. To stop claiming that it has power to do something it doesn't have. Yes, in this human realm, we do egregious things to one another. There's no denying that. But I can't hate you enough to heal you. Right? You can't hate me enough to heal me. And that's where we have work to do. You know, the oppressed will oppress the oppressor until oppression stops mentality belongs to all of us. Because if we stand in the truth of one, then there is no thought outside of one mind. Now, that doesn't mean I humanly agree with the thought, but that doesn't absolve me of a responsibility to speak truth to it. And that doesn't mean I call you on the phone and speak truth to your human. It means I speak truth. And sometimes that's in the silence of prayer. Sometimes that's in that place where we just stay in the vibration of love, even when it's hard. Even when we want to close our heart and close our mind and run away and hide, we don't. Even when we want to lash out because we're hurt, we refuse to. And we feel our human emotions and simultaneously understand spiritual truth. And we allow the emotions to do their thing. And we keep coming back to spiritual truth. And we keep living from spiritual truth. That is what's going to heal humanity. I think we're up for the task. I hope you agree, and I hope you join me. So I'm going to read this passage again, just so it's there to add it to the vibration of humanity today, and to anyone who listens to this at any time can hear it again and contemplate. So I'm going to read it through one more time and take us into our meditation. Know this: virtue does not know that it is virtuous, and could it know, it would immediately become vicious. Virtue is sweet as the morning dew, soft as the evening star, and brilliant as the noonday sun. Could the dew tell why it is sweet? The stars say why its light is soft? Or the sun say why it shines? When we learn to put away our petty virtues with our petty vices, then shall we see clearly, not what either virtue or vice is, but what truth is. The mind which condemns understands not the truth of being, and the heart which would shut the door of its bosom to one who is mistaken strangles its own life, closing its eyes to a greater vision. The bigger life is the one which includes the most. Not that we foster vice or place a premium upon wrongdoing, but that we understand the frailties of human nature and learn to overlook much. To them who love much, much is forgiven. So let's take that into our time of meditation. recognize there is only one power, one substance, one source, one creation that is everywhere present, eternal, having no beginning, having no end, having no circumference. Its very center is everywhere present. It is the only moment there is now. It is individualized in infinite possibility, the unformed forming as evidence, as demonstration, as animation of its desire to experience itself. Fully infusing its creation, its animations with itself in this incredible array of diverse, individualized, one-of-a-kind, never to be repeated expressions of itself. And yet, it is never changed because it already is everything. It already is infinite possibility. And so it simply expresses, fully infusing its creation with itself, yet it is never diminished or used up. Already infinite, it cannot be added to. Being wholly eternal, it cannot be eliminated in any form. It is the nameless, changeless allness that simply is the I am. Life itself, breath that breathes life, light that illuminates all. Whether we call it God, Allah, Buddha, Great Spirit, it is that great mystery that is beyond what my human brain can comprehend, and yet the activity of this one within me, the soul of me, the activity of creation, recognizes itself in every form when I allow. When I set aside my vices and the pride of my virtue, when I see to the essence of being, I see God. And when I see God, I see myself. And when I see my true, authentic self, I see only God. When I see the truth of all being, every person, place, or thing, all that I can see is God, because God is all that is present. And even the name God can never fully describe or articulate what it is that I see and experience. Even the term I misrepresents. And so part of the journey is that I embrace the language, acknowledging the frailty of the human limitation of language, and knowing truth beyond the language, the unspeakable yet knowable self, the indescribable yet experiential self. So I claim and affirm that what is true of me is true of all creation. And so this activity in this physical realm is simply life experiencing itself, life unfolding itself, the great mystery experiencing itself. And so as I navigate this journey of humanity in this physical realm, I claim and affirm the choice over and over again to choose to do so in as much awareness and connection with the truth of being as I am capable of in each moment. And then to seek a greater capability, to continuously dive deeper so that I can live in a higher vibration. I claim and affirm an awareness of all of the human behavior that I encounter as simply evidence of belief. And I say yes to the ability within me, the spiritual ability within me to respond as love, with clarity, speaking truth, holding that vision, that mental equivalent of a world that truly works. Because in a world that truly works, it must work for everyone and everything. Beyond working for people, it works for the earth, the atmosphere, the cosmos. A world in which all of life lives in an awareness and an experience of the peaceful, harmonious operation of one. Pure cooperation, pure collaboration. No sense of separation. And in its place, the wholeness of unity, of one. I claim it. I claim it at the level of gratitude, a gratitude that knows it already is, knows that the desire spoken is the desire fulfilled, that the activity of law has already made it so, the doer of creation has already responded yes and made it so, even before I was aware that I thought it made it so. And so that which I seek already exists. And so I release all of the thoughts and the beliefs and the fears and the doubts and the judgments and all of the stuff of humanity that diminishes my vision and experience of what is. I let it all go. I let go of the lie that the human me orchestrates anything. And in its place, I surrender. And I step into this day fully engaged in that I-thou inner dialogue. Living the truth that I am infinite intelligence and form. Everything that needs to be known is already known within me, within life, within the whole of me. I choose to be aware. I choose yes. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.